and girls, peoples of all ages and sizes and shapes and forms. All right, here comes our shout out. Ready? Here we go. Shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. This shout out is for our friends A&M Prospecting, which apparently is Mark and Allison, who is a little bit camera shy. It's okay, I understand. They do prospecting in creeks and rivers in the Gold District of Nova Scotia, Canada. I'm probably saying that wrong. They pan, slice, crevice, sniping, and I don't know what some of those are. I know nothing, learning as I go. That they have some interesting videos. I forgot what I was talking about. I apologize. My brain is weak. So check them out. Like, share, comment. Got some big things coming up in October. A special guest, a friend from my place of work, will be joining us on some of the adventures. I think you'll like him. At least I hope you do. We've got some interesting things on our list. So look forward to that. Make sure to like, share, comment. Not only our video, but also A&M Prospecting. Have a good day. Okay, what do you have to say?
Well, by popular demand...
No, first of all, we might mention your shot.
My shot. This shot here was actually a gift from Captain Jack, one of the Raider Nation Raider Faithful, who has his own podcast. A little shout out to you out there.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Turn around.
You wouldn't want to see that logo down or anything.
Thank you. Okay, now continue to what you were saying. I'm sorry.
A little bit of a Raider fan thing. Anyway, you guys wanted to see what my Raider collection looks like. And so I got maybe 80% of it out. I'll unpack the last 20% as I go through this. But over here, you got our traditional starting lineups. A couple of the more famous guys are on there, like Stadler, Bo Jackson. Here you've got Fred Biletnikoff, Tim Brown, around on the side. You got Rich Gannon.
Here, hold this, or take this.
I take this.
Because I can't not get a good angle.
No problem.
And you're taller.
We'll get into a few of these a little easier. I'll move a few off of the stack. Zoom out just a touch. Gravity wasn't my friend when I was putting these up together, but we've got our little guy Harvey Williams here, who actually led the Raiders in rushing. And then everybody's favorite, Charles Woodson. And then back in the further row, you got a mini Jerry Rice. Porter, who some people were fond of, others people did not care for him. I didn't mind him. You know, he scored touchdowns. Russell. Everybody get their darts ready. You have McFadden, who I wish highly more out of him, but, you know, what can you do? And there's Woodson again. And then for the legends, you got Howie Long. And you actually got two right there, because you've got Jerry Rice, and like I say, Rich Gannon. Now, second one you got the mini Jerry Rice. I got a package that had a few of these loose ones, which are kind of nice. That's a James Lofton instead of Rice, which is kind of weird. Marcus Allen. Tucked back here, Jeff George. What's funny is this domed one here. This was the whole team set of a team that disintegrated very fast, sadly. I'm thinking it might have been a curse. Thought about using some bottle caps or something on it. Then down here, got another Gannon. On this side, you got Moss, another guy that we had high hopes for, but kind of blew up. Now, the front row here, yes, this is actually a birdhouse. You know, license plate up on top, my Neil Gaiman on the top, of course. You've got a couple little mini statues, another one of the night lights, we've got golf balls. We have a set of coasters my son designed at school for Dad, which is kind of cool because, well, like almost everything else in this room, Raider based. And then you've got 3 types of Raider ones there, including a clear one. You've got ones that they had at a local bar, and then round coasters with cork. For other odd things, there is a wooden football back there, 2 Christmas ornaments, which are kind of funky, and then of course everybody has to have a bobblehead. And back there is a packet of wipes, just so that us Raider fans need to stay healthy. Thing of dominoes, which is kind of funny because we were worried David would get a hold of them and start playing with them. But he loves dominoes. Down here we have our pachyderm. I don't know if that's elephant or not. Haha. And then you've got the super duper football follies with a Raider on the cover. Now, our next step, oh, by the way, this white thing here is a lava lamp. Kind of a fun little item, although last time I tried to plug it in, the stuff did not move.
It probably needs to be warmed up.
Yeah. Now, little Nerf football. I actually have 2 of these. One in this form, and then one in a rectangle right there. Now, these are here. This was a little project that Playoff Absolute Memorabilia put together. These were only available as a box topper, which meant them usually were about $200 a piece, and you weren't guaranteed to get a Raider. I actually have 4 of them, and as you can tell, they are all laser etched and numbered. You can see that one there. Zoom down to 200. This one has 2 pieces of jersey in it, and numbered to 75. And this one here, for Jerry Rice, number 150, has a big piece of jersey. But those are kind of fun. Got a hold of those in a lucky auction. Everybody has to have lights and a number 1 Raider hand. And then I do have a big inflatable that we will be putting out on the porch as the season gets closer. This over here was a little box that a friend of mine in North Dakota, yes, we actually have Raider fans in North Dakota. We have Raider fans all over the world. Don't knock it. We are fun that way. Blanket for the bed, of course. This book here is kind of a special because let's just say that this one was actually autographed by the guy himself. And the stories I could tell you about Jim Otto would be good for just a whole section, because the guy pretty much was the Raiders center from the first day he took the snap to the day he finally said, you know, even my body can't take any more of this. He tried, but just wouldn't work out. Then inside, you know, there is a little folder. And then in here, there's another shirt. Got a few other interesting little bits of Raiderbelia, including a clock, a Wired magazine that is autographed by Skull Geek. That's pretty sweet right there. And then we got photo documents. There's an autographed picture in there. There's one of Michael Bush, who was one of our running backs back in the day. I still felt they didn't give Bush enough credit for, you know, the fact that he actually broke his leg and he wanted to play harder, but the Raiders were just like petrified that he was going to hurt himself again. I don't know why. But on to the rest of our little shrine here. Now, the hat back there is a helmet. The helmet is kind of unique in 2 cases. One, it is actually a licensed steelworker helmet. And you could wear it to work if you worked in the steel industry. I still got it. Now, these are all luggage tags. I have more luggage tags than I actually have luggage.
Yeah, this is hard.
Yeah. You got one for the Raiders in LA. You got one for the Oakland Raiders. You got ones here, just general bag tags. Got ones there. This one's kind of cool because it's got a 3D feel to it. From Southwest Airlines. Another little one there. Snoopy is a Raider fan. Yes, it's true. And this one here is kind of cool from Wells Fargo. And this one here is kind of thick. Another Los Angeles Raider one. And finally, a fully licensed official luggage tag. But those are the happy ones there.
What about the unhappy ones?
The unhappy ones we threw away, probably because they said Broncos. Anyway, up here, sweetie, if you'll take the camera this time.
Give me a second.
Yep. By the way, this is my wifey, the brains and the raspberry spewing wifey for the Bud Files.
They've seen me. I do the shutouts, so they know what I look like.
Yep. Now, this next section, you might say is probably the sign that I needed help. For some reason, or for her enjoyment, she never gave me help.
Both.
We have air fresheners, you know, for those of you who don't want to smell like a football.
Or smell like a football.
Yeah. Variety of those. Now, first of all, we have a neat little motorcycle there. So I'm not sure where we found that, but I'm pretty sure it's probably no longer made.
I do not remember. Plain.
Plain. P-51 Mustang. Very cool color.
Plain. Look, more planes.
More planes. The F-15 Eagle, Series 3. The F-4 Corsair. More planes. Now, these next two, this one here was the hard one to come by. This is the AH-64.
Oh, well, you're going to pick it up? Never mind. I was going to try to get the side.
Is the longbow.
Oh.
Now, from what I understand, when they made these, they only made it for 8 of the teams. A collector from Denver came up and he's like, I got something I bet you could use. And yeah, it went in my collection for some reason.
No.
Hard to come by. In fact, almost impossible to find on eBay in any team. But then we also have the nice little B-2 stealth bomber. And then you've got mini helmets. I've got 3. And I did hear up at the mall, a guy has one of these for Jim Brown. This happy one here is Otis Sistrunk, University of Mars graduate. Regular plain one. And this one here is for Kenyon Rambo, a draft pick that we had that didn't even get a cup of coffee with the team, I don't think. We have the sideline car, which is always cute. And I've got several helicopters and a blimp. On to the next section. And this is kind of a throwback because every year they would make semis. And I actually have 11 different semis, including a small one. And I have 2 freestanding ones. I've got several of the little 4-wheel drive pickups there, plus 2 Hummers, small and large. I have the John Madden wagon there, 99 race car, which was a personal favorite because I was always afraid David was going to borrow it. Some empty boxes, which are kind of irony because, again, when we got Darren McFadden in the draft, all the NFL was like, oh, the Raiders have got a running back who's actually going to be decent, and, well, it blew up on the frying pan. Now, next 2 boxes we have here, like I mentioned, are going to be kind of loose items. As you notice, I really don't wear socks because, well, they're in the box, both logoed. We have stickers from when they were in LA back in the day. You got KRLA, and then you also have California KCALTD from Jack in the Box. And also this pretty cool 3D cozy for the pops. If you're ever a fan and you're really in desperation, we do recommend Fan Survival Kit. Not sold in stores anymore, but very valuable. You can have as much fun as you want to with one of these. Yes, we have pens. We also have more Christmas ornaments. We do have gloves.
They do not fit. Those are too small.
Way too small. A 9X LED flashlight if you want to blind your neighbors.
Mhm.
I have a. This is an ongoing problem. I've got things that I can't use, but I still buy them anyway. Trailer hitch. I've never owned a truck.
Probably never will.
Duct tape.
Duct tape.
Duct tape fix everything. Send that out to Adam. Magnet.
Nyeh, nyeh.
We can stick it on the car or on the next vehicle. It's a magnet. I can take it off too. Bumper stickers. Actually, I got a third one over there too. A technology towel. A mug.
I'm surprised that one's not with the other ones.
If you need it for toilet paper or to say hi to a Bronco fan.
Some crochet lady got really creative. Look, Leanne.
You have 3 license plate covers.
All different.
These are kind of fun because these are actually Slurpee cups. Yes, for those of you who are truly old school. I have one of Ray Chester, and the other one I got is Fred Melnikoff.
Yeah.
And these things for
Mini jersey.
Randy Moss. I just wish he would have done better. Little magnet they used to throw into every order, pretty much. And never used them, actually. I have a keychain and a fingernail clipper, which should go with the keychain collection in there. For those of you who are seeing this the third time, for ice cream at Dairy Queen.
So weird.
Yeah. And this, I always wanted to try it just for the fun of it. It's a built-in speaker, earphones, neck strap, and it comes with the batteries. It's a AM/FM radio with flashlight. All in one. Back then, apparently, if you were stuck in a car after watching a Raider game and getting thrown out, you still had to catch up on your game. Mini fan my wife bought me. Worked really good while the batteries were working. I have some wristbands. Some games, they actually would use those so you could get in, let people know that you had a beer. Somehow they had markers for the Raiders up here.
Or box.
Some collectors were just, you know. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a fan. I am not a Disturbed fan.
What?
Disturbed fans usually will
You
abandon
vote.
their wife is.
You vote.
You vote. Our phone lines are open.
Just kidding.
Uniform magnets for the four generation that they had, and a little mini magnet there. I love how they say trade them and collect them. If you're a Raider fan, you're not trading your magnet to anybody. And then I have a figurine for Charles Woodson in bubble wrap.
Just bubbly, bubbly.
And for those of you out in California, you know who he is. And no, we don't have one of these up here. In fact, I think the closest you get one is maybe Colorado. But I've got one of those for Rice as well, and then I've got the third one here. And I think that is Tim Brown. I need some glue to finish putting that one together. As the base came off, sadly. Oh, and if you're really bored, you do have marker, things you could write with. On to the next box, which is this one tucked in back here. As you can tell, I also do have several Raider footballs in various locations. Now, we got another hat that matches the rest of the poofy stuff. The poofy stuff, surprisingly enough, we find it in crane machines up here.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Other times, they have a set of 3 I can get at the store for $1, which is kind of nice. You also can get these in the little machines too for 50
That one
cents.
took forever.
Yeah, this one.
I think we spent $50 on that thing in like quarters.
I'm not obsessive, honest.
I don't believe him.
Anybody want some Canada Dry?
Poor Canada.
This came out back in the 70s actually, which is kind of cool. I actually have 2 of these things.
Woo! There's a thingy on there.
There's a what?
A thingy on there.
Magnet. Yep.
I thought it was a magnet, but I wasn't sure.
Yep. Mini Raider magnet.
I mean, attached to the can is probably good, so it didn't get lost. I just
Right.
wasn't sure what it was.
And then for one of the stops out there, this is in Martinez, California, Mr. T's restaurant. I don't know if you're still in business. If you are, I may have to stop in sometime. This is from '06. Now, one thing I do miss, they used to have what was called the Silver and Black Club. This was a thing that they did for the Raiders, and fans just ate it up. You also had, schedules, all sorts of good stuff. About '06 or '08, they got rid of the program, which I'm sad because, well, it was nice getting some free shit.
Free stuff's always good.
Yes. Then we have a calendar here. Yep,
what
they'll
that
let me
is?
take them out. Yep.
It says no.
It is no.
It says no.
It is no.
It says no.
It is no.
Oh, many things.
Many things. We have a mini jersey, and this was of the player that we called Robert Gallery, one of our draft picks. I had high hopes for him as well. He didn't do too bad when we moved him from his position, more as a lineman, but given that we picked him, I think, 4th overall, kind of bad to take and have a draft pick that doesn't work well. But then again, we also just got rid of Leatherwood. Okay, calendar number 1 for 2005. Rich Gannon, when we hoped that he was healed up enough to can actually benefit to the team. 2010, McFadden. Here you had the 2004, again Gannon. A 1985 17th month calendar. Interestingly enough, I have 2 of these. And our buddy Marcus Allen on it.
Ooh.
Now, item number 1 to drool on.
Why?
Los Angeles Raiders with a complete record of them on the back. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, should be in the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, and not in the Hall of Fame. So 4 out of 6 are Hall of Famers. I like it. Who's got that stuff you can set paper on fire with? Yeah, I know. It's Russell. Then you get this cool folder. This is what I thought was really cool back in the day because not only did you have the folder, you also got a ID card. This is for an Albert Villa. I was a member since 2002, the year that they went to the Super Bowl. Nice quality merchandise that way. We got those, and I'll put those back real quick.
Nope. As you can see, even though we've been here for over a month, we're still settling in. Mostly because we have a lot of stuff that needs to be organized, and we're not good at organization.
No. We do have gnomes.
Good now.
This mini jersey is kind of funny because it is part of the silver and black merchandise that you could get. What you could do is, as you bought stuff, you would get points. You could return the points for other items. Kind of nice that way. You could get towels. You could get bumper
Put
stickers.
those back in the flat box, or
Trying to.
that's not the flat box, but okay.
But on to our next box. We got this one over here.
This one. Do you want me to hand it to you? Or
Yes,
you're going to
please.
go here.
Yep.
Ooh, oh nope, that did not work.
Lovely. Yep.
I thought I had it.
You had it.
I did not.
Yeah. Little framed item with Tim Brown, Jerry Rice. Nicely styled.
Shiny stuff does not work very well, Cameron.
Game day Oakland Raiders AFC Championship game. This was the game they played right before the Super Bowl. And it was a heck of a game. I remember that game vividly. You can catch it on YouTube. What a concept. Hi, YouTube. Cheerleaders.
Raiderettes, right?
Raiderettes. Also known as football's fabulous females. And another copy of the same magazine. You have some pictures here. This one here is Tim Brown, who is a little stuck right there. There we go. And yes, he is our Hall of Famer, one of the best there was. This is one of the NFL Shop magazines before the internet became a big thing. You could pick up one of these, go through it, find all sorts of goodies in here. You know, Raiders stuff. What a concept. Everything in here is Raiders. I wouldn't know why. You get your own bear with his own name, with your own name on it. Flasks, footballs. Oh no, not other teams.
No, that's
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's safe again. But like I said, you know, I've got my Raider a helmet. They've got a Rams one in there. Up here we also got a place that sells popcorn, and you can get the popcorn tins set up, just like we have our can behind Sue right there. What are Raiders? And then like here you got jerseys, you got selections here, Rice, Woodson, Gannon, Buchanan, Tim Brown. I will say this, call me old-fashioned. I will not buy a modern jersey just because I have seen guys, you know, have 1 or 2 good seasons and then they wind up wanting to, you know, go to another club. So I won't do it. I mean, it was I thought it was sad when Tim Brown left us and went to the Buccaneers. I was like, seriously, dude? But you know, if he wasn't getting the downs that you know he should have. This is a cool book because it gives some more highlights and information, and a very valuable guide. And here you got another team photo of the Raiders. I'm going to name that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. This is actually the 2002 Super Bowl team. I should know that because the guy in the middle in the white is Callahan. Here is a seat, so you don't have to sit on the hard benches anymore. Now, these are ones that Angel gets a kick out of because, you know, it's one of my favorites. Legends on the Bay, Stabler, Tatum, and Blitnikoff. And then front, you got White, you got Lott, and you got Eric Dickerson. 2 guys that were short spans that we had with them. Old-fashioned 1985 issue of Marcus Allen. Another Raider image catalog before they went strictly on the internet. Actually, I bought that hat for my daughter.
Yeah.
Jeff George! Before he started, you know, blowing up on the launch pad. Napoleon Kaufman, who went off to become a minister. Jeff George again. A game day for the Seattle Seahawks when they played the Raiders. Of course, everybody loves how the Raiders took care of business. Old Jerry Rice. This was one of the games that Bo Jackson loved to play in Seattle. Black Magic. And then, for bonus points, it's the old man himself. What age did he finally retire? Our phone lines are open. Howie Long. And another one of these great pictures. Little Bruiser Legends. And again, Allen, Brown, Plunkett, Long, Shell, and Hayes. 2 of those guys are still trying to get into the Hall. Plunkett deserves to be in there. I'm sorry, the guy won us 2 titles. And I know defense wins games, but the guy still had to throw the ball. You know? You tell us, our phone lines are open. You see some guy out there at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to call you. Anyway, that's that box. Now, the next section I'm going to go through. And let me see where I put them. I think I might have set them up there. Let me stand up a sec.
And push that box back and put that box back.
There. Yep.
Just gonna have to put all this stuff back into boxes because right now they're not in boxes. So that we can show all of you, and now they're everywhere. Not that the bedroom wasn't disorganized before he did this, but now we have Raider items everywhere, and I don't want to break or trip over something that is important. Was it Fluffy Ball?
Fluffy Ball, softball. Now you have that bucket over there. The bucket is full of Raider animals that I have collected from time to time. There's a little bit of everything in there, including a Raider bear that, the irony of it is that we found the bear up in a little town called Rochford, way up in the hills. And what was funny is, went in, and it was the only teddy bear they had. And I was like, I'll take this one. She's like, don't want another team? You know, we have other teams. And I'm like, no, this is the one I want. And so I got it, and apparently the lady who lives up there makes them special, which is kind of cool.
Or made them. That was a bazillion years ago.
Yeah.
At least,
No.
what, 10?
2 years.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought it was longer than that.
No, this was when I was working for the government. This other white box here, if you can take a peek in it, is all of my Raider cars, and they do. Some of them have cars, some of them don't. But for the majority, I mean, yeah, it's like Cartopia. And you got some that have 2 cars, some that have a single car, different players. There's a duel. It's like every year, Fleer and then Upper Deck would bring out these cars, and they just, us fans would buy and sell them, or in my case, I'd just buy them. Now, up here on the second shelf, this is where we get into some of the more odd things. Another thing on night lights and a power deck that you can stick inside your car. Let people know that you're a Raider fan when you're out driving around. This dates back to the AFL. When the AFL was still struggling to get notoriety, they made a set of these, one for each team, and that way you could identify them from the side profile of helmets. The interesting part here is the stadiums that the people played at. Denver, at that time, was playing at Bears Stadium. Houston Oilers were playing at Rice. The Chiefs were playing at Municipal Stadium. The Jets were playing at Shea, and your Oakland Raiders were playing at Frank Ewell Field. And of course, the Chargers were at Balboa Stadium, all 33,000 seats. And our Snake, right after their Super Bowl season prior. Put that up there for now. And I do like this banner here. It's a heritage banner, which is kind of cool, because it shows the different logos. Estimated 1960, the year they were made. And then we also have book covers, another one of my banners. There's a banner on the door there. There's a
Banner!
Raiders. Throw a towel there. Put this over here. Put the hat. Now, we do have some items that are kind of unique because, well, Charles Woodson yet again. Yeah. Anybody recognize that game?
Time to zoom in on
As you might say, that was the one of the last games before we wound up going to the playoffs and winning the Super Bowl in '83/84. Another thing of unique stickers, which I still can't understand, but hey, I like it that he encased it.
Nothing.
This one is actually kind of unique because this is the one I had never seen before, but when I saw it on eBay, I was like, oh, I gotta pick that sucker up. This was called a Bullmore reading kit piece, and it featured your buddy Marcus Allen, and it tells a little bit of the information, and then on the back side there is a reading comprehension check that you could do. Needless to say, yeah, it had to come into the collection. I don't know why. Yeah. So, there. More Raider signs, more Raider signs. Now these here are kind of cool because some of you might even recognize these. These were a set that you could get at Shell gas stations back in the 70s. And they were kind of a fun little item. You get a whole set of 5. Actually, it might be early 80s if I remember right. And poor little Seahawk is going to get crunched.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's supposed to be in the Raider set.
Probably not, but it's still cute. Angel's handprints. Now, this here is a schedule. and calendar for 1979-1980 Raiders. For those of you who are us oldies, we have a silver and black attack record, and then a crowning glory, which was their record from the 76 year. Kind of fun to find on eBay, trust me. One of my old metal signs, which I always thought was pretty cool.
Paper.
What paper? That's the paper my wife stole. And happy Mother's Day from the Goose. And some more signs. Scroll. Stateside reserve parking. Now, this is where we're going to have a little fun class. Quick sec. Refill the helmet.
Put stuff back in the boxes.
Yep. Now, for those of you who do remember me talking about the Raiders, how many Raider games have I been to? 0. For a couple of reasons. A, I always felt I was going to jinx the team. Don't want that sort of karma on you. I mean, even when I'd watch a game live on TV, it seemed they always either lost or something bad would happen. If I bought something that week,
Excuse me.
the last time I bought a Raider item, Derek Carr got hurt. So I said, you know, I'm not going to jinx the team. Even when we went to Pro Image, I was like, well, didn't have any money anyway. So, but this was kind of a neat little project. And another example of, I buy the craziest shit. This is a dog dish. I've never owned a dog.
Hey, maybe someday.
Someday, give it to the girl. A shout out to a dearly departed friend. This is Lady Raider. And she was nice enough this year to send me a ticket from a stub from 2013, the schedule. And she passed away 2 years ago, so I've been holding on to that. Silky Santana sent me out a couple goodies, some stubs, and this is actually a bandana wrist thing that she would have so that they'd know if she bought a drink. And she was nice enough to give me 4 stubs. San Diego Chargers. No. Trust me, if I ripped up every stub, I would have no stubs left whatsoever. But eventually I thought I would put these into an album. You know, something to share and show and stuff like that. And this here was a little group of stubs. And we've got 79, 81s, another 79, 82, 95 when they came back to Oakland. We have 79, 83 when they were Los Angeles, 85 Los Angeles, another 83, 82, 79s, 82. So a nice little cross section of the 80s, plus a couple 90s. This was our little larger gift, because you had, look at the size of those tickets. Those things are godly and huge.
At least you wouldn't lose them.
True. And you had 2008, you had 2010, and 88 against the Raiders. Again, back in the joys of watching Bo Jackson rip through things. This one is also kind of cool because I remember I first put the shout out to the people who could send me stubs, and he was one of the first ones, and that's out of Denver. Irony, one of my people that work with me, he's in the sales, that's his birthday. And he was not happy. Now, these two sections are some of my bread and butter. For example, you have a Raiders versus the 49ers, 1969. This is a field pass for a photographer before I was even born. And then another one against the Redskins in 1970, the very next year. And second round playoffs, Raiders, for a field guard. That was Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Then a couple against the Seahawks at the Kingdome, October 13th. Hey!
Hey!
October 17th, 1982. So that was like the last year before the Raiders left Oakland. A championship game, and this one is kind of a mystery because it doesn't say what year it was part of, but apparently it was for the AFC Championship. Look how expensive the tickets are there. $86 for one ticket. Of course, nowadays the tickets are about $3,000 a piece. And then you got a game between the Rams and the Raiders for their 40th anniversary. Kind of cool to have both teams from LA playing against the same people. This is where we get into the fun, though, because these are from their first couple years. You got against the Buffalo Bills in '69. You got the Kansas City Chiefs in '68. The Jets '69. The Chargers in got the Baltimore Colts in '69. They're now in Indianapolis. Kansas City Chiefs in '69. And you got the San Diego Chargers in 1966. First year that the stadium was actually opened. Now, last one I've got. As you can tell, the larger the weirder they get. As you can tell, there's also a pin from the Southern Black Club.
Also a sticker in there.
Plus a sticker. The KRLA 11:10 a.m. Now, anybody want to go to the Silverdome?
Yay!
A little problem there.
What?
They blew it up.
Of course they did.
So you can't use the meal ticket or the gate pass. Darn.
Darn it, I want food.
Yes. San Diego Chargers. Again, if you were an official, I could get into booth A. AFC playoff game. This is Saturday, December the 27th, or Sunday, December the 28th. Time to be announced at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. 1975 Raiders. Now, this is the one that kind of opens eyes. This is from Frankie Wolf Field. This was the erector set that they built to keep the fans happy until they opened up Oakland Alameda. So yeah, this is a little hard item because that stadium, A, is no longer standing, and B, the tickets are kind of a commodity. Eventually I will get a one for either Candlestick, since they played there in '61, or I'm hoping to get one for Kazar. I think I had a Kazar at one time, but as of yet, it has not resurfaced. It might be hiding somewhere looking and giggling at me. We don't know.
Probably.
Now, we still have two more sections, well, three more sections to go. I'll put these back in here. Oh, and yes, we do have golf tees. I also have golf balls.
I think they showed them theirs.
Yep.
Your envelopes are running away.
Yes, they are. They're like, we're free, we're free. No, you're not. Come back here, you.
This is not including his cards, which he has a bazillion of.
Yeah, I was going to pop open an album and give them an eyeball full. Yeah, this stack here.
I'm just peeking.
Yeah, peeking. I got this for free. This is a Russell, Jamarcus Russell jersey. The guy's like, just get it out of my house, and I'm like, I'll just leave it in, a corner or use it for Halloween. There's nothing scarier than Jamarcus Russell. At work, one time, they let us decorate our cubicles. My wife worked there. She said it was very embarrassing, but that's okay.
I did no such thing.
Because I basically, from the floor to the top of the walls, it was all silver and black. A Snuggie.
Snuggie.
Pants.
Pants. A couple sets of
Darth
those.
Vader banner.
Which we're going to put up for Halloween.
Never underestimate the power of the dark side. We have down here...
Towel
another
number
towel.
2.
Yep. Also have that other towel that's hanging up there. Which I still say is funny because you don't throw in the towel when you're a Raider. An apron.
Good for us.
Mm-hmm. This is one of my prides and joys. This is what the Raiders used to wear in the AFL before '63. This is a '62.
I don't know if you can see the gold, guys.
The Hammer Williamson. He played for the Raiders for about 2 years. He was also in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs played against the Packers. But yeah, back then they had black, white, and gold. And then when Al Davis took over the team, he got rid of that gold. I always thought that design was kind of cool. Of course, the last time I wore it, 4 times I got accused of being a Steeler fan. Anyway, and then underneath there, I've got my Rich Gannon, which was the first jersey I ever owned, you know, back in the day. It's seen a lot better years.
It's a little worn.
I also have a Ted Hendricks 83. The only problem with it is I got to repair one of the sleeves because it kind of developed a hole. I do have some of these big mats for the floor.
We glanced at that.
And a super fat head. Now this is where we get into the nitty gritty, the fun and bits and pieces. This is the book that I was using at one time to try to keep track of all these Raiders.
It's not current, guys. It's a bazillion years old.
Yeah, I need to get back in, maybe put in some of that white stuff, white out, and unmark the stuff I no longer have for obvious reasons, and then restart the list. This is kind of cool. I need to get some batteries into it. That's a Raider crystal with helmet and logo, and when the base has got good batteries in it, it'll light up and it's very pretty. You have here another window decal. You can stick it in and put it in your automobile and have the cops pull you over because you're distracting other drivers. You have a puzzle for kids. You have checkers.
Checkers.
Now this is where we start having some fun because, well, this is a team album for the Raiders. You know, point and see if you notice anybody.
Get in there. You're trying to sneak out.
You're trying to escape, yes.
Escape.
Bad players. Howie Long. You're trying to break curfew.
Uh-oh. They're the rebels of football.
Raghib Ishmael, Anthony Smith, Willie Gault. Bunch of old players. I think most of them probably already retired by this time.
And look, Indians.
Now this is where it gets embarrassing. Okay, first of all, the town wasn't even put on the pennants because they didn't know where the Raiders were going to be that year. That one's actually stapled for Oakland. That one says Los Angeles. I need to get one for Las Vegas, obviously. But somebody says, "Do you have any pennants? You seriously have any pennants? Me? No. Would I have any pennants? No. They must be talking about somebody else. I don't have any pennants whatsoever.
No,
not me. No. Love the stadium one though.
That one's cool.
Yeah, I like the felt one there.
Mm-hmm.
Traditions. But yeah, just a few, pennants in that one. Next up. This one is kind of unique because I have several watches, of all things. Got that one. Got a little box of stickers for the Raiders. I got doorknobs. I got pocket-size color chrome helmets and regular helmets. I don't have issues, guys. Please. This is a box that was designed exclusively for Raider fans. And yes, I bought it.
What?
For some reason. I don't know why. My mom made this for me, or she got this for me for Christmas. This is a muffler. For those of you who live in the Northern Plains, you need these at wintertime so you don't freeze. Lose your nose due to frostbite. Little stamper. And then you also have, mini dual sets. You got the team sets. You got some more boxes. You got a beer koozie, don't even drink. And stickers. Now, interestingly enough, is this one set down here. Okay. How many of you remember when McDonald's had their promotion in '86? Now, they had 4 regionals, and then basically every market had all-stars. And your all-stars were, for the Raiders, Marcus Allen and Howie Long. I have all 4 of the regionals, and I have 3 of the 4 all-stars. So, still working on that. I don't have issues, honest. You know? Really, I don't have issues. So what if I got 2 pickups, a Corvette, a NASCAR car, starting lineups, statuettes, books, a stadium, you know? That's Oakland Alameda, or Oco, as it was last known. I don't have issues. No. Anybody want to play Yahtzee? Or we could play cribbage. I got decks. All but 2 of them are sets. We got a pen holder. I've got a Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Nutcracker, little Nutcracker.
Yeah, my first hat that I ever owned. And then, like I was going to promise you guys, down here.
You cannot open all of them. You know that.
I know. We'd be here till midnight.
We're already at like 50 minutes.
And yeah, these are also all full of Raiders and holograms and other stuff.
Pins. Another doorknob.
Gatorade
Lid.
from '78. Another watch.
2 more of those.
Lanyards.
Thank you. I can't remember what they were called.
This safe is a heavy sucker. It's about 35 pounds. Some guy was losing it in a divorce auction, and her wife was making him sell it. And I'm like, I'll add it to my collection. You know, it's a cute little thing. But see, yeah, this is where it starts to get into the crazies because, you know, I did these in sets. All sorts of goodies, starting lineups, you know, pro sets.
This is just the beginning of his cards.
Yeah. Can I show him the album, the autograph page?
I don't care.
Okay.
I just don't want you opening all of them.
Yeah.
Because that'll take for all 500 years.
Oh, and here's the other beer koozie. The only difference is this beer koozie comes with a light switch.
We're going to put that up. You know that.
Mm-hmm. There's a little watch. It actually has the clip on my luggage, or on my keychain.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I don't know what that was. I think it was a pin. I'll figure it out in the morning. As soon as he remembers where to put it.
Well, it's in one of the 4.
There's a Kano football. Cookies. Throw. Scarf.
Must be number 2.
Oh, beer. And license plate.
Okay, shinies. These are refractors, which are usually worth about 10 times the amount. I got retrofractors, regular fractors, jersey pieces, Gene Upshaw,
Empty pages.
empty pages, die cut issues, 68s, the minis, pennants, Charles Woodson pennant, rookie. But then we get into some of my favorite sections, autographs. And there's a variety of players. Some of them just, you know, never really did that much. Andre Walter was a hopeful of mine because he had, you know, Jim Plunkett's number, but At least he led the Raiders to their 2 wins that one year, and then I don't think he ever got another shot. Robert Gallery autographs, and had several of him. Andre Anderson, a guy that was supposed to be good but never really panned out. Rolando McClain, who wound up just getting into jail. Right there's our best friend. Sadly passed away, but they just went into the Hall of Fame this last year. Cliff Branch. One of my favorites. And you got Porter autographs. Joe Aska. Autograph that was on a phone card. Several other ones. Zach Miller. One of my favorite tight ends. Sadly misused and wound up going to the Seahawks. Doug Jolly in several varieties. Darren McFadden, red issue. Won a Super Bowl with us there. Mark Van Egan. John Ritchie was a fun one because he would come off the field and he had the look of the Raider because he would come off, there'd be blood dripping from all the, spots on his face that, hit the gravel and stuff. Jim Breach, old Raider. Mosbar, another one of our old centers. Yeah, just a few Raiders. And I had others, but I wound up thinning the collection just a little bit because, well, some of these guys, Raiders had a habit of drafting guys that had speed, but did not have hands. They couldn't catch. You probably should have used stick them on their hands to help them hold on to the frickin' ball. Because, Carlos Francis, good example. Hands like bricks. Fabian Washington would win a Super Bowl, but he would do it with the Ravens. Michael Huff, not bad, but had to move on with him. And Carr, another fun one that wouldn't win a title with us, but would move on. There's the Kenyon Rambo. That's the one I had the autograph of over there. This was one of my favorite running backs that I'm sad we didn't do more with him, Justin Fargas. Guy was an excellent downhill runner because he would hit the line and eventually either find a way to get through it or at least get you as many yards as he could. We lost faith in him and went with McFadden, which I still felt was a horrible idea. Now, here's where we have some fun, class. Okay, Plunkett autograph, Hendricks autograph, Jim Otto autograph. This one, he never had a card, ever. This is Jack Squirrick. This is the guy who picked off the Redskins quarterback right before halftime, and it became a 21-3 lead in the Super Bowl in '83. So that one is pride and joy. I also have a Ben Davidson autograph. And then, of course, Ronnie Lott, back when we had him for, I think, 2 years. And a few other fun little autographs. But this is the autograph wing. Now I will tell you, one of those albums is got a bunch of numbered stuff, and it also has a couple of what are known as printing plates. Printing plates were kind of unique because every card that you see here was primarily designed using a 4-print process. And what would happen is that they would stamp a card, and then they would take the plates, and it made for like the ultimate one-of-one collection. If you could get X number of a certain player, mathematically, you had the only ones. I've got maybe 4 one-of-ones, but I also have a rarity. In 1999, Pacific made a chase set. And what the chase set did was that if you redeemed it, they would send you a rookie card, one of each of the color cards, and then it would be numbered 1-of-1. So technically you were getting 5 1-of-1s in this cardboard flat. And it's funny because you'll see them pop up rarely on eBay, if ever. And the one I got was for, I think it was Jerry Porter or James Jett. I can't remember. I'll have to pull it up sometime and take a snapshot of that. But as we said, a couple of the final items, collection of buttons. Me and my wife one year went to the boys club Halloween party dressed as Raider fans.
What?
She had necklaces all over the place. We got some of the necklaces dangling off the door there. I've got my dart set, 2 clocks, and bumper stickers like we were mentioning. This I cannot figure out if it's supposed to be just a server dish or a UFO. But it's completely flat. But it says Los Angeles Raiders. It's always been kind of a unique little memento. And then calendar, got bobblehead, mini towel. And this one here is probably the weirdest one. It's a Jerry Rice Jack-in-the-Box.
So weird.
And it actually does pop out with a little work. But anyway, folks, this is your Raider Nation shout out. I want to thank everyone who has been subscribing. I want to thank my wife for not enrolling me into therapy. I should probably make a lot of money off of it if she could find somebody that would
Spend a lot of money on it.
Spend a lot of money, Probably looked at the cost and the reward and said, no, it's not worth it. But anyway, this is Joe from the Bud Files. That's Sue from the Bud Files. This is the Raiders, and good luck in your NFL season.
Almost